Hi everyone, welcome to Mike's Classic Auto World. On today's road trip, we're going to take a closer look at this 1964 Imperial Crown Convertible. I think you're going to like this car. It's in a very unusual color.
Yeah, so this is rosewood.
Rosewood?
Rosewood. It's really a mauve shade, but Chrysler called it rosewood. It's a one-year-only color, 64. Really pretty, I think. With it's the only year they had matching painted wheel covers that went with the color of the car.
Yes. I don't know if you can tell on the video, but there's a little bit of a rosewood center to the hubcaps, and they're finned.
Yeah.
With the triple white walls.
Right,
pretty
it's a
cool.
Three-piece wheel cover. I had about 8 wheel covers. I took them all apart and picked out the best of each.
And then created a set?
So the center's a casting, really. So you've got the ring, and these were always dented because people would pry with the jack handle out.
Yeah.
And what you need to put it in, pry the opposite way in, and that pops it out. But every time you pry it out, it would ding the
You would damage it,
the
yes.
skin of the wheel cover. So this wheel cover had these wheel covers were really damaged. So I had them all polished and straightened. And then this is a casting, this piece, and then of course it's painted. And then there's this piece applied to that piece.
The eagle?
Right?
They refer to that as the eagle?
That's the eagle, the Imperial.
Well, they're very unique looking.
Which showed up years later on a Chrysler LeBaron. So yeah, this is pretty rare car. I think of all the cars I have, this really rides and handles, accelerates just incredibly.
Is it the torsion bar suspension?
Yeah, so it's got a very heavy feel to it, because this was at a time, and it's hard to realize this today, that the heavier the car, the more expensive it was, right? That was the idea. Weight was not the enemy. Weight was positive, so you try to make it heavy.
Yeah.
And so this has a very heavy feel. It has a luxurious ride, but it's not a bouncy, rubbery feel ride like you get in a Lincoln or a Cadillac. This has torsion bar suspension in the front, so it's a very firm, yet beautiful ride. So it doesn't have any sway. There's no yaw. There's no pitching. When you step on the brake, the front doesn't dive at all.
Even for a convertible.
Yeah, the torsion bars keep it really flat and level. And the 413 gives it really great smooth acceleration.
Another unique mirror.
Yeah, that's a holdover really from the Exner era. So this car underneath, the bones of this car date from 1957, but it has a brand new body on it for 1964. And it's designed by the same man who was responsible for the 61 Lincoln Continental design, Elwood Engel.
Love the font and the design here.
Yeah, it's a one-year-only nameplate.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why, but it is. So
Lincoln
Continental-esque a little bit.
Yeah, it's slab-sided. Is that what you mean?
That's correct. Unlike a Lincoln, which when it's standing still looks like it's standing still, this leans forward like a parallelogram a little bit.
It's almost got the Continental hump in the back,
right,
only it's flat up top.
Yeah.
That's
really
pretty cool.
Right, they call that the propeller.
You can see the emblem. Hank says you access the gas cap from
I
that.
can't really reach around you to get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go around the other side.
But if I could, I would. And a really nice, very clean design in the interior.
This is a good angle on the color of the interior. The color is like a wine color, isn't it?
Yeah.
With a very pale metallic mauve.
Yeah, it's a mauve exterior with a kind of a claret interior. Individual compartments.
Watch that! Look at that.
So for
your storage.
For your storage pleasure, right?
Yeah, you put your cigarettes or something in there.
Yeah, right.
Got the crown emblem up top.
I don't want anyone to see. Right, that's correct.
Nice solid door handle. Look at this.
They're almost a complete rip-off of the Eldorado door handle from '62.
Look at the door release.
Yeah, cool.
I always love the toggle switches for the power windows and whatnot.
It's like a freight elevator.
Yeah, it is. It's got the Imperial sill plates.
Yeah, and everything. Well, everything obviously but the sill plates, but the dash, all the fin.
Is that a power passenger seat?
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that.
Power passenger seat, reclining bucket, center cushion armrest.
It's very luxurious in here. The back, very nice. I can see the back has cigarette lighters.
Yeah. Well, you want to make sure you can
Yeah.
light your Salem menthol wherever you want.
Yeah.
And
Very nice.
it has a compound curve convertible windshield, which was only on the convertible.
Okay.
So if you kind of get a
Take a look at this side.
yeah, you see, take a look and see it bubbles out
Okay.
at the top.
Yeah, right here.
Right, so it's a kind of a bubble.
That was a Mopar thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, bubble windshield.
And you've even got a chrome strip
Yeah.
on the front of the convertible top.
Correct, and that was all dented.
Was it?
Yep, and so we had that straightened. So yeah, the wraparound bubble windshield, that's
Love
a
the.
Chrysler design, but you know, by '64 Imperial only. This is the last car that Chrysler built that was body on frame versus unibody.
Okay.
So this car is a body mounted on rubber mounts and then bolted to the frame so that it has an unparalleled ride and all those little pitches in the road are totally missing because of the rubber isolated bushings. There's the 413 with the Imperial name across the top of the
413.
air cleaner, right?
Roughly 340 horse.
Yeah, and then that's also on the valve covers too.
Okay.
If you can see that or not, but
And this is, again, very highly detailed. All Hank's cars are done to the
down there.
nines.
so
Everything looks proper. The hoses, clamps.
yeah, there's the Jiffy Jet washer bag, just so
Jiffy
you
Jet.
don't want to miss that.
Let me go around that side real quick.
I think it says Jiffy Jet on it. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it just says Imperial. I'm not sure. What does it say?
Let me see.
Probably dark.
It is dark in here. I'm sorry about that, folks. I think it says Imperial.
Oh.
Black with gold.
No, Jiffy Jet. No,
oh,
it
Jiffy
says,
Jet?
Yeah, it does say Jiffy Jet.
It does say Jiffy,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
right.
you want to be careful of that. You get the details, you know.
It's all about the details.
Yeah,
At
like
this
who-
level, it is all about the details.
Who really cares what it says?
The judges.
Right, yeah, well, we don't
We want to get into
they're
that.
not coming to Christmas. So anyway,
That's okay.
we're leaving them home.
I-
Anyway, it's just a really magnificent.
Does this have that extra support in front
Yeah,
here?
yeah. So, but in
That-
this car, this is all covered with sheet metal, so you can't see it.
Okay.
But if this wasn't here, you'd have the front forks of the frame, right?
Yeah.
And then that big cross member that comes across the front that makes it really impervious to any kind of
Yeah.
vehicle made by mankind. I think you could run this into a tank and you'd be okay.
You'd rather be in this than the tank?
Oh yeah, I think so.
I like
You'd
the
be
grill.
more comfortable, you know.
Look at the gleam. You see this every day, but the gleam on this grill is beyond belief. The headlight buckets, the bumper, I mean, it is just gleaming. And there's a lot of little intricate squares in there.
Yeah, the basket weave.
Yeah, basket weave, and it is gleaming. And it looks beautiful with that color, that pale lavender color.
Yeah, it's a really pretty car.
It is very, I imagine this
I
looks,
guess I'm talking about my own car, but
well, it is.
It really is a pretty.
Just the facts. I mean, it must jump at you in the sunlight.
Right. This car. This is the correct color for this year. You know, it's all wet sanded, so there's no.
Can you show us how the gas cap works?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
On the other side?
The other way, right.
Hank was showing me earlier with the how you access the gas.
And with this, of course, it's something you have to do a lot of.
Yeah, I'm sure this
See, but
happens a couple times a
You
week.
better be familiar with where the fuel tank is. So you grab the eagle, right? Grab the bird by the wings, right?
Yeah.
And pull it down, and
Bingo.
there you go.
Yeah.
So suitable only for premium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imperial. Look at that.
So when I was a kid, of course, the preferable gas was Sunoco 260. Remember that? That was the highest.
don't know.
Oh no, you're too young.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
super high test
I know why I like it so much.
with a custom blending pump. You know, only in the Philadelphia area. You know, so that was the or SO Extra.
SO Extra, that sounds familiar.
And or if you were getting Atlantic, they had an actual grade called Imperial, Atlantic Imperial.
Did they?
Yeah, so you could put Atlantic Imperial in your Imperial.
Speaking of Imperial, I'm looking at that neon
Oh.
sign.
Yeah, that's a exterior dealer neon sign from the late 50s, about 57 or so. And that I don't think that's ever been outside.
It looks too perfect. It almost looks restored, but
I have never seen another one of those, to be honest with you. And I saw that advertised, and I just decided that the garage was really, I needed to hang an Imperial sign over top of my Ford station wagon.
Yeah.
So that's where it
that's
ended
what's
up.
under the cover
If you
right
look
there.
at the chains, that is one heavy sign, And there's a complete kind of a framework that we had to build upstairs.
Just to support that?
Suspend it, yeah. We couldn't just bolt it to a joist and say good
Well, you
luck.
could see on the walls in Hank's garage, there's all kinds of signage. You can see the Texaco ahead,
Yeah.
the Imperial. There's all kinds of automotive signs here. SO.
We don't want the cars to get lonely.
No.
So anyway, so this is
Dependable
this
used cars.
Imperial, pretty rare. Production on Imperial convertibles is really low. Probably among, next to the Chrysler letter cars, the lowest production run cars from anybody in Detroit. So this is about one of about 940 or so built. Imperial production for convertibles was always around 500 cars a year.
Can I open the door?
Yeah, and help yourself. And there are only two times in the Imperial production run as a standalone mark that Imperial convertible production really rose much above 500. The first time was 1957 when it broke 1,000, and the second time was 1964 when it almost broke 1,000. So those are the two high water production numbers, which they're low numbers for Detroit, for sure.
I want to show the people at home your door panel on the driver's side.
Oh, yeah.
Hank was showing me this earlier. See this little button? It's incorporated into this trim. If you push that button, you've got your storage compartment in the armrest. How cool is that?
That's only good for the first half of '64. They got rid of the button after January 1.
Really?
Well, yeah, because it would snap up and catch your hand.
Yeah, and that's got a lot of kick to it.
Well, that's Chrysler engineering.
It's got an overbuilt spring, right?
Everything's overbuilt.
They put a hood spring on this little door panel.
On the armrest.
Yeah. Power seat, of course.
Yeah.
And you've got headrests, which I think are unusual even for the Imperial.
Yeah, that's an option. Very seldom do you see that.
So that's not standard on the Imperial line?
No, I was just lucky that this
Wow.
has that. Yeah, they're really cool.
They are. And this has a push-button tranny.
Yeah, typewriter drive, as my dad called it. And it's got one of the, we're getting down.
I'm going to try to get in here.
Clear, transparent steering wheel.
Yeah.
That's kind of a little amber. It's an original wheel.
Is it?
Held up great, you know.
Beautiful dash. You can see the finish on the dash. The trim is beautiful.
It's a little wobbly in spots, but
Well, that's original.
well, you know, you would be too if you were
I'm a little wobbly now.
60 years old.
Love the toggle switches on the door panels. Always did.
Yeah,
It's really clean in here.
it's a beautiful car. It really is.
Look at the gauges. He's got gauges. Looks the gasoline on the left, temperature, oil pressure, and the alternator.
And there's also, isn't there a master? Does it say, hang on for just a second.
He's going to show us something.
This is, I think,
What do you got?
so later on, it's not on this car, but there was an idiot light that would come on, even though it had gauges, to call your attention to the gauges if one gauge was acting up, like an airplane.
So it had an idiot light for the idiot who wasn't monitoring his gauges.
Bingo, right.
Oh, okay.
And then, of course, I love the remote for the mirror. It's almost like a Saturn V rocket launcher, you know.
It's on the
size of that
dash
thing.
itself.
It's huge, and it's huge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is the passenger side
No,
manual?
that you have to get somebody to go over there and yell at them. So
what is this? Oh, this is your parking brake,
that's
isn't
the
it?
yeah. So remember, so most of the for years, Chrysler had the push button transmission, but no park. Right?
Yes,
You
yep.
had to use the emergency brake. Finally, after people complained, so if you're in reverse, right, and you want to put it in park, it automatically
Kicks it back into neutral.
right shoves the other button down, so it doesn't matter what gear you're in. It's like almost like a cash register, you know.
Yeah. Hey, it works.
It's a reverse cash register. But then you can't push it in if it's
Until
in
you
park.
release it.
To release it, then you're back in business. There you go. So
That's unique.
right.
I'm surprised they kept that system even into the mid-60s.
Well, it was never. So the only reason they stopped it was Lynn Townsend took over as president of Chrysler Corporation, and he wanted the cars to be more conforming with the rest of the industry.
Yeah.
So that's why in '65, they all went to a regular quadrant with a shifter. It wasn't that they outlawed them. They just
changed their thinking.
they would be more in line with everybody
Yeah.
else. But I still.
Well,
I love that.
it's definitely neat. It is definitely neat.
Yeah, it's.
And again, here's the back seat. The
Right, room for a family of 6.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's got his
Or a small
ashtray,
village, depending on.
cigarette lighter, the wiper, the windshield window crank or switch. I'll get it right.
Yeah.
Very nice back here. I love the color combination.
Yeah, it is pretty. It really is.
He's got a little pouch back here for
your
magazines or lunch or whatever.
annual report.
This is hard. This is like a fiberglass, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Uh-huh.
I'm surprised. I thought it would have been just covered in vinyl or something.
No, that's tough. That's designed to hurt you if it lands.
Yeah, you bang your knee on that, it's actually pretty hard.
Yeah. And it's a high seat, for
And it is a
tall
high seat, yeah.
But and this is a convertible, right? So convertibles aren't known for their rigidity. Look at that.
Yeah, you don't
Can't
see
do
any
that with
shake.
a Thunderbird.
No,
I mean,
or
yeah,
with anything
there's-
from Ford or GM.
There's no shake. It just.
There's no wobble in this post here.
It's pretty impressive, I think.
Well, thank you, Hank, for showing us this car. It's a beautiful car, as all your cars are.
Well, nice of you to say. Thanks for coming.
Well, it is. It's a 1964 Imperial Crown convertible. Tell me what you think, folks. Subscribe to the channel. Give us your comments. We're always interested in whatever you have to say about it. Like the video if you like it. And we will try to catch up with you soon. Thank you, Hank.